morning. Morning, Dave. Morning, Sue. Saturday. Here we are. End of the week. Beginning of the weekend. How many other ways can I describe Saturday? I don't know. Maybe that's it. So my little weather station or whatever that's up in our room was convinced it was raining, and I think maybe because it was so humid. It's so humid out. You can't believe that it's not just raining. But it's not raining. It's just humid and but sunny-ish still. Um, is today the solstice? I'm gonna look it up because I'm not sure. It is. That's great. So I guess this is the longest day. Maybe. Yeah, beginning of summer. Isn't that funny though that the longest day should be the beginning of summer? I guess that's how it is. Um, so that was all spring, guys. Now it's summer for sure, and it feels like it's getting there. Gonna have some actual summer weather going into next week. All right, well, we're getting close to 5 past. Morning, Rachel. Morning, Ruth. Happy longest day of the year. Enjoy it. I guess that's a good way to start enjoying your long day, is to have some yoga. Um, so I guess we'll start. Talking about the last limb. So I don't know if you weren't here. If you weren't here on Friday, then you missed the second to last limb of yoga, which is the um, dhyana, which is meditation, right? So those last three are pretty well joined: dharana, dhyana, and then the last one being samadhi. Hi, Kim, or Key. I'm trying to read this. Yes, I think my glasses are too dirty to really read too much today. Um, so samadhi is the last limb, and that's really the goal, right? That's the whole goal of yoga. Um, and I think people, because samadhi is the sort of the same state that we're in when we're not in our body, right? When we are joined with the universe. People think like, well, I can't do that now. That is something that comes later, or when you're passing, from human form back to spirit form. Um, but the truth is, what samadhi isn't really a place. It's not. Um, we don't go anywhere when we reach that. It's the way they describe it is a realization, and so samadhi, it doesn't mean like happiness or bliss or anything like that. It means um, equal. Well, sama is like equal, and he is to see. So what it means is we're seeing everything as it is. Finally, all of those things that we carry with us, um, the the weight of our experiences, our prejudices, our um, personal baggage and issues that we bring to every situation that we encounter are gone. We set them aside. We are able to set them aside and really see things how they are. See the interconnectedness um, of the world and of everything within the world and without the world. Um, and that does inspire kind of a blissful feeling. It's described as, you have a great sense of well-being during this experience of realization. So we don't necessarily stay there, though. We may just notice it. We may have a few moments of samadhi, and then we're back. We're back noticing everything, and we're back in our normal space. Um, but the idea is we're somewhat changed. Like that experience changes us in a way. It's like um, when you don't know about something, and then all of a sudden you do, you can never go back, right? Um, that the story of Siddhartha, right? The Buddha who grew up in a very wealthy and very protected circumstances, because his father knew that there had been an I guess a fortune teller or someone had told him that his son would leave him. So he did everything he could to keep him safe, to keep him protected, to keep him close. Um, but of course, he became so curious about the outside world. And when he finally did see the outside world and realized how much suffering and how much pain there was, um, which he'd never encountered. His father had taken great pains to keep anyone ugly or sick or anything negative away from this boy. Um, so when he realized the truth of it all, he was changed and he could never go back, and he had to leave. Um, it's the same thing with samadhi, but kind of in the reverse, right? We're living in that place where there is so much suffering and so much pain and so much anger and struggle. But there is more than just that. There is this connection that we all have, and that everything has. Once you've touched that or see that or experience that, you can't see everything the same. You will see it differently. And so the goal maybe is not so much, the end goal of yoga is not so much to get there, um, but to stay there, right? So eventually, right, I guess if we get to the point where we're so evolved, um, we can stay there, which means we aren't in a place, but our mind is in that place. So every time we see another person, all we see is our connection. All we see is the beauty and the harmony rather than the separate or how irritating that person is or how whatever other separation we want to throw on top of that situation. That's a big goal, right? That's a stretch goal, and um, we may not get there, right? But we want to touch that, and we can all touch that, right? That's not um, it's not inaccessible. We can get there, um, even just for a little bit. So samadhi, we're trying to see equally. Um, so it's not unlike that equanimity that we are seeking, right? We are discarding our judgment and discarding our attachment, right? um, not letting our preferences get in the way of how things really are. So that's what's curious to me, right? So it's not samadhi isn't how we wish things would be, right? Um, we wish we lived in a world where everyone was equal and the same. But the thing is, we really do. We're the ones that have dumped all that other stuff on top of it. Right? So if we can do that, we also can get rid of that. So it's within our scope. We can do it. Just have to want to. So samadhi is the goal, and samadhi makes you. I mean, once you've been there, you want to get back there. You want things to be more like samadhi, right? So um, we'll work on that. But if you don't feel like you've ever touched samadhi, don't worry about it. It's one of those things that you can't really, you can't force it. It just is something that happens. Um, for some people, it just happens spontaneously. Some people notice it. Um, a lot of times, being in nature, will kind of bring that on. That you get that sense of how connected everything is in nature. Animals, plants, the cycle of pollinating and decay and how it all works together is very nature does its own thing, right? Without any of our input. It doesn't need us. It doesn't need us telling it what to do or judging how it's doing it. It just does. It has a process. Um, and that can be really helpful. So um, being aware of that, aware of that sort of natural world can help. All right, so we got through the 8 limbs of yoga, none of which they're all, they're kind of sequential. You can kind of work some of them at the same time. The last three, they sort of go together. Um, Again, I'm telling you about these just so you know about them, but they don't necessarily need to be your goals. They don't need to be where you're going. Um, but to be aware of them and know that they're there is helpful. And again, if you have any interest in this, you want more information, just send me an email. I can recommend some books. I think I did put a link to a little more information about it, but there's tons of information just online and books, and you could read about it, you know, as much as you want. But again, I'm going to tell you, reading about it is good, but doing it is much better. And um, I think a lot of times people read about these things and they get very discouraged. They think, how am I going to do that? This seems complicated. I don't know. It isn't. It's very simple. You just start doing it, see what happens. Everyone has to find their own way with this, and a lot of times again, if you spend a lot of time reading what other people have done, it can discourage you from just starting on your own. So trust yourself. When you have questions or concerns about that, look within. See what is your heart telling you. And maybe it's telling you that this isn't the right time for you to do that, and that's fine. There's no, rules about this, that you need to do it or not to do it. So, all right, but we have to do some asana. So we'll get started with that. Sitting up tall, deep breath in and out. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed and that you feel very open through the chest. One more breath. And then chin down toward the chest. Just let the head hang here. Lifting up, keep going. Chin lifts. And then back to center. Take a breath. Head moves to the right. Back to center, and then moving the head to the left. Back to center. Lean forward a little, and then we're moving around. One way and the other. Up to your seat, arms wide. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, hands together. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Interlace the fingers, lift the arms, gazing up. And then arms down by your side. Inhale, lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Once more, lifting up. Right hand down by your side, reach across with the left. And then switch. Back up, lift the shoulders, roll back. And forward. Right hand on left knee, left arm behind, sit up tall, take a breath, twist. Back to center, switch sides, and twist. Back to center, tabletop. And we'll move through cat-cow for a few sets. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, pressing down with the hands, lifting the body. Inhales and exhales. And then sitting back on the heels, child's pose. Moving back up. Tabletop again, then downward dog. Step the feet up. In your fold for a few breaths. Rising slowly. Standing tall, deep breath in and out. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back, drop the knee, arms overhead. Hands down to the mat, moving back, downward dog. Inhale, high plank. And then lower down. Inhale, lift, head and chest. Lower. Lifting, inhale, and lower. Once more, lifting up, head and chest, and lower. Making your way back up. Tabletop, downward dog. One more breath in, then stepping forward on the exhale. Drop your knee, arms overhead. Hands down to the mat, step the back foot up, and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lift the arms on the inhale. Back to mountain. Take a breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot steps back. Drop your knee, arms overhead. Both hands to the mat, moving back. Downward dog. Inhale to high plank and lower. Lifting up, halfway, head and chest. Lower. Inhale, head and chest. Lower. Once more. Lifting up. And lower down. Tabletop downward dog. One more breath here. Left foot steps up. Drop the knee, arms overhead. Hands down to the mat. Step the back foot up and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Back to mountain. Take a breath. Inhale. Sorry. Rub at the top of the mat. Arms lift high. Deep breath in and then fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we're stepping back with the left. Press down with both feet. Rising up. Warrior one. One more breath. Move to warrior two. Relax the shoulders. We're going to flip the palm and then lift the arm high. Right arm lifts, left arm by your side. And then we're going to straighten the right knee. Reach back with the right arm. And then we're lowering it down. Left arm lifts. Back up. Release the hands, turn your foot. Facing the side of the mat now. Hands at the waist, take a deep breath. Fold forward. Bring the hands down onto the legs or the mat. Breathe. And then bringing your hands to center. You could be on the mat here or the floor or on a block. Right hands to center, left hand at the waist. Take a breath and then twist. Maybe extend the arm. Back to center. Switch hands. Inhale, lengthening, and then taking a twist. Back to center. Bring hands back to the waist. Engage the thighs. Use that strength in the legs to lift you up. Take a breath. And then returning to face the front of the mat. Right leg is out, left leg behind. Maybe we'll grab opposite wrists here. And if you want, you can walk the hands up further. Sort of holding the arms low, the shoulders down. Take a deep breath and then fold forward. Press down, the right foot rising up. Back foot meets the front. Release the hands, arms up overhead. And back to mountain. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, lift the arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we're stepping back with the right. Press down with both feet. Arms lift overhead. Warrior one. One more breath and then move to warrior two. Left arm extend. Right arm behind, shoulders relaxed. Flip the left palm. Lift it up high. Right arm by your side. One more breath, and then we're going to reach back. Straighten the knee on the left. And then lowering, left arm down, right arm lifts. Triangle. Moving back up. And release the hands, turn your foot. And we're facing side of the mat again. Let's have the hands at the waist, but we're going to bring the hands back. Squeezing the shoulders together. Take a deep breath. Fold forward. Come on back up. Release the hands down. Maybe bring them up overhead. Grab opposite elbows. And then hands down by your side. Let's walk the feet in. Shoulder width, ready for your squat. Hands to center, take a breath. Bend the knees, lower down. And back up. Release the hands, turning to face the front. Left leg out, right leg behind. And we're gonna do the same thing, grabbing opposite wrists, but whichever one you had on top for the other side, let's try to do the other one. It's kind of awkward, right? We always have a favorite way to do this. So try your other favorite. Take a breath and fold. And press down, left foot, rise up, back foot meets the front, arms overhead, back to mountain. Take a breath. And let's do tree. Standing on the left, we're bringing the right foot in, steady wherever you are, rotating that knee out to the side, nice and upright, shoulders back. Keep breathing. If you want to extend the arms, you can. And then set the foot back down. We'll switch. Steady here. And whatever you did on the one side, same on the other. And then bring everything back down. Bicycle out the legs a little bit. And then come on up to the top of the mat. We're going to lift the arms high. Deep breath in. Exhale. Fold forward. Inhaling to a flat back. On the exhale, we're stepping back. Downward dog. Forward to high plank. And lower down. Head turns right. Arms by your side. And breathe. Head back to center. Let's come into Sphinx pose. So we're propping up on the elbows. Elbows are close by the side. palms rest on the floor, pressing down with the hands, pulling back with the shoulders. Breathe. Then lower down. Head turns left. Moving back to center. We're going to come back up, tabletop to child's pose. Then tabletop to downward dog. Stretching out the legs. Step your feet up. Down to a seat on the mat. Soles of feet together. Take a deep breath. Fold forward. Come back up. Let's lift the knees. Catch a hold of the toes or the feet, whatever you want to do. Leaning back a little. The heels lift. Get your balance. And then see what you want to do today. Some extension. A little or a lot. Bend the knees. Set the feet back down. Both legs out in front. Inhale, we're lifting high. Exhale, fold. And then come on back up. Let's flex the feet. Flex and extend. And then bend the right knee. You can bring the sole of the foot in next to the thigh, or you could bring it up on top of the thigh. Your choice. Take a deep breath. And then we're folding forward, reaching the left arm down towards the left foot. Back up. Switch sides. Whatever you did on the one, we'll do on this side. Deep breath and fold forward. Extend. One more fold. Deep breath in. Fold forward. And then make your way back up. Bend the knees. Soles of the feet to the mat. Make sure you've got some room behind. Lowering down or rocking back. Let's get comfortable here. Bending the right knee. We're going to bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. You might stay here, or you could draw the left thigh towards the chest. Hug it in. Supine pigeon. You could always do regular pigeon here too, if this is that's in your practice. Same thing, really, just a little more intense. And then we're going to switch sides. Whatever you did on one side, we'll do the same on the other. And then set both feet back on the ground. Take a few breaths. Then getting ready for bridge. Heels are close to the body, feet about hip width apart, hands by your side. Press down, hands and feet. Lifting up the hips. lowering down, soles of the feet together. Take a few breaths. Just let everything relax here. Bring the knees to center, hug them into the chest. Rock a little side to side. Arms out to a T or goalpost arms, and then lowering the right knees over to the side. Both knees, really. Right? The right knees. There's only one right knee. Knees to the right. How about that? Moving back to center, then knees go to the left. And then back to center again. Let's rock a little side to side with the knees. Maybe make some circles. One way and the other. And then extending the legs straight up. Pressing down with the palms by your side. Start lowering one leg at a time or both legs together. Whatever you like. And then just getting into a comfortable place for Shavasana. Keep the breath moving through the body. Find a focus. So this idea of samadhi as realization, it's because we aren't really doing anything to get there. It's a natural progression. As the layers of illusion and confusion slip away from us, we're left with what's underneath, which is samadhi. So it's like if you had this precious item that was just covered up with piles of stuff. Our job is to discard the stuff. And we do that in terms of meditation by focusing, by not allowing ourselves to be distracted by the sounds around us or the sights around us, by our own thoughts and our own feelings. Right? So you strip away the distractions of the world. You strip away your own feelings and preferences, your ideas, and your preconceived notions. And when we do all of that, we are left with the truth, which is Samadhi. And this truth lies within each of us. It isn't something we learned or bought or even something that was given to us. It's simply who we are and how we came here. We all share it. No one can ever take it from you because it was never anyone's to give you in the first place. It is who we are. So when you are ready, moving a bit, fingers and toes, hands and feet. If you feel like stretching, you can. And then bring knees into the chest. Move side to side and then up to a seat on the mat. We'll bring hands together. Take a breath in and out. Thank you for taking time out of your morning for some yoga and for sharing it with all of us here. I hope you have a great solstice Saturday and a really good Sunday, Father's Day. And I will be back on Monday. Namaste. Thank you all for coming to class. Tomorrow is a day off. I hope you have a good day, Father's Day. If you are blessed to still have a father with you, if not, maybe take some time to think about your father, or a father that you know, or do something nice for a father that you know. Being a father is hard, just like being a mom is hard. They are both really important roles in a family, in a child's life, I think. The mother and the father energy are both, they're different, but they are both really important. So celebrate your father or a father tomorrow. Okay. Is that it? That's it. That's all I have. Anybody have anything else? No. Oh, hi, Barbara and Key and Ruth and Rachel, Dave and Sue, in case I missed anybody. I don't think I slept well last night. I feel really kind of out there today. All right. I need a day off maybe. All right. I'll be back Monday. Have a great weekend.